Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Reject Films, back with another review for you guys. Doing my first review from Screen Media. This is the first film they have sent me for review, and that is for the Sonata. It says on here it stars Freya Tingley, I believe is how you say her name, and Rutger Hauer, who most notably from Blade Runner, The Hitcher, and one of my favorites, Hobo with a Shotgun. Very well known, especially throughout the kind of thriller genre, horror-esque. Done just a lot of films. I will say, before anybody gets too excited about Rutger Hauer being in this, of course, one of his last films that he appeared in before his passing, he is only in it for a little bit, and I mean a very, very little bit. So, I saw that name on this cover and I got super excited and was a little disappointed with how much he was actually in this film, but he does play, or his character does play, the biggest role of this film. His character is what this film is really about. So, it's mainly about Freya Tingley's character, Rose, and I forget the actor's name. I'm terrible with remembering names unless it's somebody super famous. But it's mainly between Rose and the character of Charles, who is Rose's agent or what have you. And of course, she is a violinist and trying to get her big break and everything like that. But run through the synopsis real quick for you guys. This film starts out with Rutger Hauer's character, who plays her father in this. You get a first-person view of him setting himself on fire, taking his own life, and then you fast forward from there to Rose playing the violin and everything, and some back and forth between her and her agent and everything, and then you come to find out that her father was a composer of certain orchestra music that was not your typical kind of music, and her agent Charles was like a big fan of his, and she tried to pretty much keep it a secret from him because she wanted to make it on her own and everything. So anyway, after she finds out her father has passed, he left her his mansion, and I believe his mansion was in France and they're in Britain or something along those lines. So anyway, she finally goes to the mansion and starts discovering things. And I just want to say real quick, I don't know what it is about these movies, but you go stay in this big, creepy, old mansion by yourself, and you don't know anything about it whatsoever. You know very little about her father. I guess he left shortly after she was born and everything. But why do people stay in these creepy houses by themselves and everything in these movies? Just especially when things start going, weird things start happening and everything. It's just leave. But anyway, aside from that, so she starts looking around and everything. She eventually finds a desk drawer, and she has a key to it that he left her in an envelope, and she opens it up and finds this sonata that he wrote. And she tries to kind of decrypt this, the music that he wrote and everything. It's got some weird symbols to it, things like that. And she tries to start playing it. After she plays it, some weird things start happening. She turns to her agent Charles to help decipher some of these codes that he left in the, musical notes and everything. And strange things start happening to him as well once he reaches out for some more assistance because he can't quite decipher what's going on with it. And then from there, just a lot of weird things start happening. He becomes more aggressive towards Rose and everything, trying to get her to play it and everything like that. You find out later on in the movie, it's kind of a slow burn, I will say. The first hour or so is kind of a rough sit through, but once the thing gets going and you realize all of the satanic stuff that her father was into and everything, and once she pretty much awakens the demons, I'll say, it really takes off from there. I will say towards the end of this film, you do get like a CGI demon appearing, and it's kind of like a 90s feel to the CGI. It's not very well done. But other than that, the movie is very well shot, very well written and everything. I love the atmosphere of this film. You have a very gothic, old feel to it and everything, especially with the old mansion that she is in. So yeah, it was definitely a breath of fresh air from what I'm used to watching. I love like period pieces to do with like gothic stuff, and I really thought this was a period piece when it started, and turns out it is nowadays. But it was interesting to see a film relate demons and satanic like cult stuff and everything like that to music. And it is kind of interesting that music is like a universal language and everything. So regardless of your beliefs or what you speak or anything like that, music is something that everybody understands. And we don't always take it the same way as the next person, but we all hear music, and it's just kind of an interesting take on the whole genre of, the occult or whatever you want to say. Her father was definitely into some weird stuff. So I recommend definitely checking this one out for sure. Like I said, it is kind of a chore to sit through for the first half or more, but once this thing picks up, it's pretty interesting. And again, the atmosphere alone is worth checking out. So for being my first film from Screen Media, and this is also from the Project Film Club, Futuristic Film, CTB Film Company, TAS Film Art, a lot of other things involved, and you do get some disc art on here as well, same as the cover, but hey, it's still something, right? And there is a little 5 or 6 minute behind the scene, which was pretty interesting. I mean, very short, but very informative at the same time. So, at least it's better than nothing. I know I kind of ran through the synopsis really quick and everything, but again, with films that I don't think a lot of people have seen, this film actually was made in 2018. I mean, obviously it wasn't made in 2020 because, Rutger Hauer is no longer with us. But it's just now released on Blu-ray here on March 3rd, Tuesday, at the time of this video. Hopefully it goes up today. And I really hope you guys get a chance to check this one out. If you feel like you need to stream it first, then definitely do so. I don't think it's one I'm going to go back to a lot. I might revisit it at some point, but it definitely was, like I said, a breath of fresh air. And, I love films that just kind of don't stick to your normal, movie style or, your normal just, jump scares. There is a few jump scares in here. I did watch this alone in the dark at night, so there was a few unsettling moments, not necessarily scary, but kind of made your hair stand up a little bit at certain points. There is some things to do with children in here as well, and like a lot of people, creepy children in films is always a plus for me. That is always something that has drawn my attention. So you do have some of that towards the end as well. And yeah, like I say, very well written, very well shot, and just love the atmosphere of this film. And I think it might have played a little bit better had it been a period piece and set back in like the 1800s or something like that. But all the same, it had that feel to it, especially, most of this film taking place inside of this mansion, which still has like early 1900s, late 1800s aesthetic to it. Things haven't really been updated in this house or anything. So you still feel that for a lot of this film, like it is a period piece. So, that really did it for me. I think had it not been for the style of the mansion and everything like that, it wouldn't have been as effective. But yeah, again, guys, I definitely recommend checking this one out for sure. I'm not sure if it's on any streaming services. I have not checked. But again, this is available today, March 3rd. And, I look forward to, future releases from Screen Media. And very happy to be working with them. And, yeah, that's it. It only runs 88 minutes, so it did feel a little bit longer than that. I say so probably the first 45, 50 minutes building up to the reveal of what's going on and the character of Charles kind of going into a descent of madness and wanting this for himself, kind of to make his own fame from her father's work. I always love to see people's descent into madness is just, something that's always drawn my attention and everything. So, and then there is like little clues and stuff like that. You have to kind of piece some things together. You have the cult stuff. You have, it definitely has all of the right elements. Not necessarily a horror film per se, more of a thriller. I think they referred to it in the bonus features as a gothic thriller, which it definitely is more of that than a horror film. You say there is a few jump scares, but I mean, it'll still go into my horror section for sure. It definitely has enough elements of the genre. So, yeah. If you guys have seen this movie, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you guys haven't done it already, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, all that good stuff. And show your support, not just for myself, but for film in general, for physical media and everything like that. And, keep the community strong. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me on this review, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, happiness to everybody. And bye.